Calibration no longer required, and welcome to another episode of Final Thoughts and Analysis, Part 5 of Volume 3 with CharFox. That's me. That actually went pretty good. Awesome. All right, so let's just. I got back a moment ago, changed back into my comfy hoodie. So let's get back into it. Let me bring this window down here really quick. Resume from my computer. Is that a good proportion? I think so. Yeah, that's good. That's a small window. All right, so minimize this guy, bring this guy, and convinced him that their world could be saved was the last thing that I talked about, right? Right? And let's resume where we left off. So here we go. They were there to pay penance, and somebody decided to change that, right? So, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They'll watch you burn. Right. Yeah. So this song here, Divide, right? It is in fact um addressing this effort, this coalition of resistance to change what has been predetermined to fight their destiny. Because their destiny was to come to Remnant and pay and kind of like maybe get stuck in that cycle, or I don't know. I don't know what how was it that it all started where somebody decided, you know what, let's fight back. Where are we taking this? Because honestly, the most I can come up with is if they become aware and they remember what happened before in their lives, right? So you get tired after seeing and experiencing the same thing over and over and over. You probably get tired of being stuck in that time lapse. Not a time lapse, a time, what do you call this? A loop? Time loop. You feel, you get frustrated of being in this time loop and you decide to take matters into your own hands, gather everybody up, and fight against your destiny, which is to suffer and, be stuck in remnant byproducts of a tale before. Now, what I am concerned about is not concerned. What I'm thinking with this line right here: legends and fairy tales scattered in time, maidens and kingdoms wrapped up in a lie. Right. What I'm thinking is that after banding up and everybody building their walls and everybody, you know, banding together and like, okay, I'm gonna build this city here. You go forth and you go build your city somewhere else, and gather the humans that are in that area or whatever the case may be. And you guys go to the east and you guys go to the west, and everybody scatter around and gather up your humans. Tell them, listen, we can fight this. Here's how. And then you build up your kingdoms and your castles, right? And then you never hear from each other again for a while. And then you kind of like rediscover each other. I'm formulating here my own version of the history of Remnant, of what happened, um, to try to make sense of this. This is just my first iteration of how I'm understanding what might have led to where we are today. So after after this one particular person decided, hey, let's fight back. And they built their first city, right? And then they said, listen, take what you know, take this knowledge, and go out. You go north, you go east, you go west, you go south. How many kingdoms are there? 4 kingdoms, right? Minstrel, Atlas, Vacuo, and Vale, right? 4 kingdoms. So maybe it wasn't in the center. Maybe it was somewhere at a slightly odd angle. But whatever the case may be, I wish I could see a map, but no. I'm trying to remember what I have. Atlas is to the north. And then, like, there's one here, run around here. Or here. I know, but there's 4 kingdoms, right? Right? 4 kingdoms. Am I right on this, or am I mistaken? I know some of you put it up on the comments, and I kind of like glanced over it and read it, but I didn't really sit there and study it because I had other comments to tend to. So I kind of read it over, answered thank you, and moved on to the next comment. So it's 4 kingdoms, and yeah, so like wherever it happened, or maybe it was at one spot, and then he said, you go up, you go that direction, and you go in the other direction, and gather the humans, go forth, take this dust with you, gather humans, band together, because together we are strong, together we have strength, together we can actually fight back and build cities and build walls to protect us from attacks. So they spread out, and each one created their own kingdom in whatever continent they were going to. And then afterwards they kind of like lost yeah? Huh? What? Okay. And then they might have lost communication with each other because it was so far away from each other. And whatever, and then I'm remembering the CCTS, the whatever method or system, the Grim had a way to counter it. So at first it was the walking messenger, right? And then Grim killed them. And then it was armored train. They made a train track, and then something else broke the train. And satellites that couldn't leave the planet. As soon as they leave outside of the atmosphere of the planet, then dust stops working. So it's bounded to the planet. It's the life essence of the planet, and when you leave the planet, it no longer exists. But anyway, I'm getting really severely sidetracked. What I'm trying to say is that after they start setting up shop and they start creating their kingdoms, eventually they can start taking time to better themselves, to learn things, to improve on aspects and things and educate themselves and whatever. And perhaps, maybe since they're byproducts, maybe since they're remnants of what we used to be, all right? Maybe they might still have their memories, at least the original. I'm going to call them what do I call them? I don't want to say pioneers because they didn't pioneer themselves into remnant, but they were the first humans there. So the first humans there, the first, it's the best I could come up with. The first eventually start looking for a way to better themselves or to understand or how to better manipulate um, dust. But then, but then, but then, okay, so, so, so what I'm thinking is that the first were able to keep maybe particular memories of what their life used to be, and they remember these stories of legends and these stories of fairy tales, right? And and I think to myself that perhaps they wish they could recruit these legends and fairy tales, right, into the world of remnant, and they start trying to understand dust, how dust works, what is this life essence, is it possible to change it, to work with it in a particular way. For some reason, I'm thinking about the four maidens now, and the wizard guy, the hermit. A wizard. um, where did he get his powers from? Where did he get his magic abilities? Because if he was one of the first, then that means that the first humans already had these abilities. Or they learned it through research and understanding and study. And they have the ability to transfer over to others. But why was there a war between king? Why was there a war? I don't know if it was between kingdoms. I might be remembering this wrong, but there was a war, at least against the Faunus. And there was also a lot of restriction. No self expression. So, as a way to retaliate, people named their children after colors. And also, the Vital Festival is the festival to remember the fight that existed between each other. So, hmm, I don't know. I really don't know at this point. Am I looking in the wrong direction? Should it be? Oh, wait, Amber. Amber died. We saw Amber as a corpse, but she didn't really stay there long enough. And we don't know what happened to her afterwards. She got shot by an arrow, and the power broke through the capsule, the glass, and headed straight to Cinder. Now, in a very violent way. If that's the essence or the power of one person, could it be that the maidens, the original maidens, winter, spring, summer, or fall, or autumn, fall, fall, winter, spring, summer, yeah. Um, could it be that maybe, okay, could it be that maybe they were part of the first, and that if they die, they're supposed to be reborn again because they're stuck in that time loop. They're supposed to be reborn again. But now, since they're kind of like fighting against the way things are meant to be, since they're fighting against that, and there's now more people, more humans on Remnant, then if you're thinking about a particular person, that those powers get channeled and sent to that person instead of just going back to the dust and then you materialize again from dust and you start over from scratch. So where do the legends and fairy tales come from? Legends and fairy tales scattered in time, maidens and kingdoms wrapped up in a lie. Hmm. Now, originally I thought that perhaps there was a way to reach out to somewhere else and maybe grab people from other realms, so to say, and bring them over to your world to help you in the fight against destiny. Um, but I mean, we have seen portals being used of some sort where Raven kind of like opens one up on the train scene and exits through it. Are you calling me? Oh, um, so we know that portals exist, or some sort of something where you can open something up and walk through it. Will it pull into somebody else from another place? I'm not sure. Does it have the ability to transcend dimensions or realms or, you know, yeah, those two things is all I can think of. Or maybe even time? Because I know that Ospin, his office is surrounded by clocks and there's always a clock ticking. There's gears and there's everything. And if I were to take a guess, and no, and also we know that Weiss is able to dilate time and increase her velocity in a way. So, if you slow down time to the point where you can actually freeze it, is it possible for you to keep reversing it and slowing it down until it starts going backwards? Not sure if that's a possibility or what amount of power or effort is required to do that. At least I'm not certain yet. But man, the implications that this has, just because everybody comes from dust and everybody's born in remnant, and remnant is a world of byproducts of something else. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, legends and fairy tales scattered in time. Scattered in time. Why are they scattered in time? Why is one there, one here, one over there? Why are there why are they in different wens? Why are they in different wens? Why are the legends also in different wens? Silver eyes, amazing warriors. Why are silver eyes amazing warriors? What is it about having silvery eyes that allows you to be an amazing warrior? What is it about having red eyes that permits you, maybe, because I'm not sure if that's true or not, maybe allows you to transform into animals, or at least birds that we can put two and two, and maybe we'll get four, but maybe we'll get six because there was another two somewhere that we didn't account for. Why are all these things the way they are? Why are hunters and huntresses being trained just to fight Grim? Are we heroes keeping peace, or are we weapons pointed at the enemy so someone else can claim the victory? Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we love and the innocence of youth. Because now that we're older, we are realizing that perhaps the world is not the way we were told it was. But why are particular people being hunters and huntresses and not everybody? Because if everybody was a hunter and a huntress, everybody would be aware of the danger, or not the danger, the reality of things. Because everybody is banding together to fight against it. But if you create society where people don't have to fight, where people can just live their lives peacefully, then you would come across a sense of reality, because perhaps it's not true, but it feels really true because it's not involving everybody into it. So, this could be the lie, wrapped up in a lie. The lie is that we're not supposed to be there, we're not supposed to exist. The first having children and reproducing was not meant to be. It was never supposed to be that way. It was meant to. This was meant as a punishment for the first, or as a penance. And yet they decided to fight against destiny, make their families, build houses, fight against the grim, the antibodies. And in order to make this happen, you would lie to people. Hatred will sprout, suspicion and doubt, friendships deny while allegiance die. The taste will be sweet when you get what you've earned, and I'll watch you burn. So everything that you've built, everything that you've done, you were not supposed to do. And you will be earning wrath and vengeance because you were not supposed to do that. And the taste will be sweet when you get what you've earned, and I watch you burn. Hmm. Signing them up for your war, train them to fight what they can't beat. Your sins are what they'll pay for. Have you no shame? That's the implications of this song. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The implications of this song, if what I'm thinking actually has some sort of foundation on something based on just my own thoughts, the message behind this is that the first Ospin, but why Ospin? Because the conversation is with Ospin. man. Okay, so if Ozpin has the power to manipulate time, perhaps it is him. Like I said earlier, perhaps it's him that goes out to different realms, different time zones, different areas in space and in time to seek out other people to help him in the fight against destiny, right? And perhaps he's the one that's building this. But if he's the one that's building this lie, then that means that he's been around for a very long time because he knows in the opening, the speaker, Salem, was talking to Ozpin because later on he says, um, I forgot what was the first part that she said, but she said something about, hold on, let me replay this in my mind. Um, he said, I know what he said. He said, perhaps, perhaps hope or change can be found in a smaller package. Right, that's what he said. But what prompted him to say that to her? Because I forgot what she said. She said, gosh, what did she say? Man, I'm having a hard time remembering. I gotta listen to the music in my head. Hold on a second. A small spark can ignite a change, and man found the tools to defend himself. And then they came across they appropriately named it dust. And then they built their cities and did all the things. Oh, I forgot. I can't. I'm gonna get sidetracked if I try to remember what it was that she said that prompted him to say that. Perhaps hope or change can be found in a smaller package. Elsewhere in a smaller package, something like that. Anyway, I'm not gonna try to remember it verbatim, but and then we see Ruby Rose reading her magazine about, it was about weapons. I think it was. Yeah, I remember because it said weapon file or something like that. And then Roman and his thugs come in. Right. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So so he is in the conversation that we hear in the end. So clearly he's aware. Now, either he's been aware since forever, or there is another history that the kingdoms know and share with only like super high council members, which are the organization of people that actually know the 100% truth of where they came from, what it means, and everything else that revolves around it. So those are the only two things I can come up with that either they always knew and they have it written down in their history books, secret files locked up in a secret place where the secret things are kept, and or that Ospen is very old, or he's able to like reverse his own time to rejuvenate himself, or what other possibilities can we find here? Um, he manipulates time. He knows the history because it's kept somewhere. Um, he's immortal. He's been around forever. Or his soul is immortal because he's capable of keeping his consciousness when he transfers, because maybe he's one of the first. Perhaps Ozpin is also one of the first. And maybe now he's with Ozpin. And if Ozpin were to die, he would probably go to somebody else. Just like the maidens. But unlike the maidens, or maybe like the maidens, because if the maidens transfer over the power, do they also transfer? Because it is their soul in a way. I don't know if the maiden's consciousness also transfers over with their soul. Because if it does, but wait, I don't know, because then that would have made Cinder somewhat sad. But instead, Cinder was like, yeah, I got the power. And let me flex by floating in the sky. And did she float in the sky? No, that was near the end. Um, yeah, because Pyrrha kind of like walked next to her. She was kind of floating in the sky. Oh, everything is becoming blurry. Dang it. I don't know why. I watched it recently. Why am I getting sidetracked? Anyway, if the consciousness transfer over with the power, right, because that's what was getting Pyrrha worried. Pyrrha was getting worried that she was not going to be the same person anymore. That's where I'm coming from this. Okay, so Pyrrha was getting worried that she might not be the same person, and nobody knew. According to everybody, it's like, we don't know if you're going to become somebody else, because you're going to get new powers inside of you. And, well, nobody has really done that before, um, artificially. But wait, does that mean that if it's natural, you become somebody else? Gosh. Oh. Okay, all right. So let me see where I'm standing with this, because I'm thinking crazy things now. Okay, so okay. Okay. And right. But if uh-huh. Right. Okay. Okay. So So if that's the case, then... And that means that Ozpin... I don't know that. So... Okay. I don't know. When it falls, when the illusion falls, maybe it's red like roses, maybe it's a pool of blood, the innocents will lay in the end. You fail to save them, their dying eyes are white and white like snow, and now they know the cost of trusting you is obliteration. Obliteration. Why that particular word, obliteration? Mirrors will shatter, crushed by the weight of the world. The pillars collapse in shame. There's no rest, no love, no hero in the end who will rise above. When it ends, the good will crawl. The shining light will sink in darkness, victory for hate incarnate. Why hate? Why victory for hate? Incarnate. Hate incarnate. Victory for the person that's full of hatred. Victory for the person that's angry. Misery and pain for all when it falls, swallowed by the darkness. Soon the moon is bathed in black. The light of hope is taken, and discontent is the contagion. The blinding eyes that burn a yellow flame. The embers that remain will light the fuse of condemnation. Condemnation. You're condemned. To what? To being in this remnant world the way it's meant to be. Kingdom in tatters because everything is just falling apart. Hung on the brink of a war with each other. The peace will succumb to flames. The peace. What peace? The peace that exists amongst each other? The peace that exists between each other and the Grim? Because there's peace as long as you guys are not. Why are the Grim attracted to negative emotions? Because they're there. Oh my gosh, I just hit myself so hard. Oh, that really hurted. Gosh. I was pulling my sleeve and my hand slipped and I punched myself at the edge of the table. Ow, that really hurt. Okay, so why are the Grim attracted to negative emotions? Because that's their purpose. Their only purpose is to wipe out bad stuff, evil. And why are they attacking humans and their creations? Because the humans, at least the humans that come to this place, are bad or have a penance to pay. And they are inherently evil. But, yeah, they're just there to pay penance. It's a hell, it's a limbo. They're stuck there. And to repeat themselves in the same time loop over and over and over and over again. Until some of them banded together and decided, stop, we need to stop. Stop. No more hating each other. No more being mean to each other. Let's try to survive. Let's try to stop dying. Stop suffering. Let's fight back. but we have to do it together, right? And then they start fighting against their destiny. This is not, let me move it up so you can see me. Where is my face? It's in the top corner. All right, so yeah, I'm going to try to keep it here. All right, this is not a tragedy. This is not an accident. You place your faith in fools, and now you smother in lament. They play the part of allies, claiming peace their only goal. But once the fight for power starts, they'll eat each other whole. The iron glove point fingers, their iron gloves point finger. They'll wage a war of blame, and mankind will wilt in pain. Their iron gloves. It could be referring to armor. But why are they blaming each other? Who's to blame? Not sure. There'll be no rest, there'll be no love, no hero in the end or rise above. When it ends, good will crawl, shining light sinking in darkness, victory for hate incarnate, misery and pain for all when it falls. So once this illusion breaks, everybody will be miserable and in pain because they'll realize that everything has been a lie. All right. I'm the one is Jeff. Jeff. I saw his name. Jeff Williams. I meant to say Mercury and Emerald. I'm doing this wrong. I'm supposed to do it like this. There we go. It's my turn is wise. Not fall in love with you. I'm sorry. Okay, that's not important right now. Not fall in love with you. No. No, Neon, no. Mirror, Mirror Part 2, no. And then we come to Divide. Does it feel good knowing you tried, knowing that all remains in the slow, cold, brutal death of all the fools that will all die in vain? How does it feel knowing your efforts will fail? Everything you've done, all that you've built will be torn down. The hope of your people assailed. Assailed meaning like assaulted or like yeah. Send your guardians, they will fail. Legends and heroes will crumble and fall. You will not prevail. Legends and heroes, legends and heroes. So the legends have been brought in to fight. When allied together, a threat men display, divide them with doubt, it will all wash away. One spark can incite their hope and ignite the hearts of the weary souls. I will extinguish their flame. Form your armies, dream your dreams, make your plans and plot your schemes. Send your fighters all in one, then in battle watch them fall. It was you who ended their lives, made them to dig their own graves. With your dark, sick, cruel design, convinced them their world could be saved. Have you no shame signing them up for your war? Train them to fight what they can't beat. Your sins are what they'll pay for. Sacrifice them for your needs. Slaughter is coming, the end drawing near. You'll regret your deeds, legends and fairy tales scattered in time. Maidens and kingdoms wrapped up in a lie. These children you mislead, you'll watch them all bleed. Strength will not bring victory. Divide them, tear them apart, sever their trust, it will strangle their heart. Inside them, plant seeds of doubt, hope will be smothered, they'll turn on each other. Hatred will sprout, suspicion and doubt, friendships deny, will allegiances die. The taste will be sweet and you get what you've earned, and I'll watch you burn. The more I listen to this and the more I piece it together, the more I'm starting to reinforce this original plot idea that I'm having, that they're doing something they're not supposed to do. And we're watching it as viewers from their perspective. Hmm. This will be the day we waited for. This will be the day we open up the door. I don't want to hear your absolution. Hope you're ready for a revolution. Um. Ready for a revolution. Welcome to a world of new beginnings. Welcome to a world of bloody revolution. Or bloody evolution. In time, your heart will open minds. In time, your heart will open minds. A story will be told. And victory is within a simple soul. And victory is within a simple soul. Legends scatter. Straying like the thunder. Wait, no. Legends scatter. Straying like lightning. Is it lightning or thunder? Legends scatter. Straying through the sundown. Then it goes back to this will be the day we waited for. This will be the day we open up the door. Why do the legends scatter? Why do the legends scatter? Why are the legends? Oh, they're I'm thinking about it, and here it is: legends and fairy tales scattered in time. But why did the legends scatter? Legends scattered. Why did they scatter? I feel so compelled right now to see if I can pull up the Wait, I never had lyrics for the first set of songs of Volume 1. Dang it. I had the lyrics for Volume 2, but not for Volume 1. I remember because I spent 15 something minutes on almost every single song trying to remember what the lyrics that I just heard were and piecing it together. I didn't get the lyrics for that part. Dang it. French toast. I can't look something up. The answers are there. It's all there. It's all in front of us. It's always been there. One thing leads to something else and the answers are there. We just have to see it for what it really is and piece it together. But why? Why does Ozpin casually have a conversation with Salem about the hope and where humans came from and dust and humans come from dust and everything like that? If he was somebody else, he would probably be super like either doubtful or in denial and be like, "No, you're wrong, you're lying. How can that be?" Oh, yo, or maybe he would be very what's the word I'm looking for? The other approach to these things is taking jabs every now and then. Oh, is that right? Well, perhaps you haven't really thought about this because, you know, what you're saying is not right or you're full of crap or whatever the case may be. But Ozpin's response is perhaps um, hope or change can be found in a smaller package or might come in a smaller package, you know? Perhaps what it is that you're talking about, you know, maybe it comes in something smaller. And oh yeah, she was mentioning something about size, either no matter how big or how strong or whatever it is that you guys create, you can't cling on to that. Something like that. I'm getting the context, but I'm not getting the words yet. It comes in time. It really does. But that prompts him to say perhaps um, it can be found or it comes in a smaller package. And then it shows Ruby Rose with her silver eyes. Now, why are eyes important? Why are silver eyes important? Why is it that no. 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 Don't know why my mind is going there, but I don't. No, it's not that. It's not that. It can't be that. Is it that? No. It's not. It's petals. It's not feathers, it's petals. It's petals, right? Right? Oh gosh. No, but she has them. She has them. Okay, I am going to confirm. Man, I am breaking all the rules for this volume because it's just that so many things keep coming to my mind. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna secure this window really quick for some privacy. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna see in a moment. Let me just look it up really quick Because if it is the case, then that means that maybe it is what I'm thinking. All right, so we are going to watch really quick. Let me close. Did I minimize the folder? Hold on a second. No, I didn't. There we go. That's better. Let's play it safe. All right. We're going to minimize this, and we're going to minimize this slightly. We're just looking for the intro. All right. I'm going to make it super tiny here. Now, the doubt that I'm having, and I'm going to share this with you guys, the doubt that I'm having is feathers on the intro of Volume 2. Because if I see feathers, I'm going to mention what my thought is. And I'll mention it either way. But if it does show feathers here, if I'm remembering this correctly, then this changes my thought on a bunch of other things. So here we go. Starting now. It's petals. Petals. Wait, what are those? Dang it. I don't have. Is there a step button? All right. Maximize really quick. Flames. Darkness. Maybe snowflakes. And petals. Okay, so far petals. That's good. Resume. All right. Has nothing to do with what I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking petals. I mean, I'm not petals, of feathers. Because in the end, all right, I was getting really sidetracked with thinking about other things and thinking about hell or limbo. I thought about the third place, which would be heaven, and I was thinking that maybe they're looking for angels. I'm really off topic here, so bear with me. I'm going to share with you what my thoughts were, but I thought that for some reason, RWBY was a soul. Victories within a simple soul, right? And she was an angel brought into this world to help kind of like guide them out of it or change their destiny of being stuck in this place for a long time. And because I know she had some sort of wings, but the wings mostly came out from her eyes. She had the when she said no, she energy or whatever you want to call it, this design came out of her eyes in a way. So no, it has nothing to do with angels. So scratch that. Scratch that thought. I don't know why I went there, but I was plotting a course in the wrong direction. Now I was thinking that in the Volume 2 intro, there was petals. I remember the petals, but I also remembered that at one point, for some reason, perhaps there was also like some feathers somewhere moving along the way to give you the hint, but there's none of that, so scratch that. So that's that. What does that mean? I don't know what it means. I still don't know how Ospen is having the casual conversation, because I thought maybe that's a smaller package, meaning that he was able to find a way to bring an angel over, but that's not the case. Scratch that. She's a silver-eyed warrior. How did you achieve a silver-eyed warrior? How did you know? Did she receive a soul from somebody else? Is she also a type of maiden, but more like the warrior maiden? Or perhaps perhaps the silver-eyed warriors were part of the first that became better attuned with dust. Perhaps they are masters at manipulating dust in a way. Um, or they developed the first semblances. Hmm. If the maidens were part of the first, because they already had an innate ability. No. No. You know who I think was probably part of the first? The wizard. That wizard guy that gave the maidens the power, he was probably a first. So maybe he, at one point in his life, maybe he was a silver-eyed warrior. And he's like, oh, I'm old, I'm tired, let me just live in my house. Because I'm done. I did my part. I lived my life trying to make this reality happen. So maybe it's time for me to hand over the torch, let somebody pick up the torch and keep carrying forth. Somebody that can inspire other people, like the maidens, give them hope, give them gratefulness, give them solace, give them. Somebody once mentioned in the comments is the summer gave the gift of yellow. So that's funny. I like that one. Um, but maybe he gave the gift of summer gave the gift of life enjoyment, um, of living in a way. Um, so he saw these gifts and he's like, you know what? Everybody in the world could really use you for. So take my power. Here you go. Go forth and spread it over and make people happy, wanting to be alive, grateful to be here because we're not supposed to be here. Oh man, this is turning so dark if this is the case. We're not supposed to be here. We were supposed we're not as a first, I'm supposed to be here, but you guys that are born from the first, you're not supposed to be here. So if you can go out there and spread the word to the world that, hey, it's great to be alive and appreciate what we're trying to achieve here, or appreciate what you think you have, because what we're trying to achieve is to change things, then, maybe you guys can make a difference. So take my power, go spread the message forth. Man, because if everything is a lie, then the fairy tales and the legends are probably a little bit tilted in a different direction as well. So so maybe the wizard was a first. Maybe that's why he had natural abilities, natural powers. And that's why he was able to instill that on the maidens as a gift for the maidens showing him or reminding him of what he was trying to achieve. Because perhaps he was weary, he was tired, he was old. He's like, wow, I've been going at this for so long. I'm tired. Let me just take a break. And then he stayed in his little cooped little house, and then he met the girls, and he got refreshed in a way of like, that's right, I remember now what it is that I was trying to achieve. And you girls helped me remember it. So I would appreciate it if you went out to the world and spread these feelings that you gave me so that others want to keep fighting for our world. So take my power. Huh. And he gave her, them, he gave, yeah, them, he gave them his power. That's what I meant to say. He gave them his power, and on they went. Now, when he gave them his power, They didn't really seem, at least I don't think they became a part of him. Because I don't know if he actually gave them his soul as well, or part of his soul, you know. So I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just trying to put things together based on what I know, and trying to revisit things, seeing things through different eyes, and try to understand why this person is so angry, why this person is so upset, why this person wants to, like, um, tear things down, undo everything. Do I have volume? I left this window open all this time. I'm sorry. Do I have volume 2 lyrics here in this computer? I don't know. Let me bring up the window and let me minimize this for privacy really quick. Boop. Alrighty, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the lyrics for volume 2 because I'm certain I have those. CharFox RWBY lyrics? Yes, I do. Here it is. Okay, I got them. And we're going to revisit a couple of songs, if you don't mind. This is good stuff. All right, because I wanna revisit this with other things. All right, time to say goodbye. It's a point where it tips, breaks, bends. Point just can't take anymore. So land that will cross and there's no return. Time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. Can't just wait with lives at stake until they think we're ready. Our enemies are gathering, the storm is growing deadly. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we left in the innocence of youth. How the time seems to fly from our carefree lives in the solitude and peace we always knew. There's a day when we'll fight, and we're not gonna fall. There's a day when we'll stand, and a day when we won't crawl anymore. There's a moment in time, there's no going back, when we're pushed too hard and we won't hold our attack anymore. We can't just cling to childish things as evil just grows closer. Humanity is in jeopardy. The fight is far from over. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we loved in the youth with the doubt in our minds why we chose this life. And at times we can't help wondering, were we born to fight and die, sacrifice for one huge lie? Are we heroes keeping peace, or are we weapons pointed at the enemy so someone else can claim the victory? Right? Were we born? I'm guessing those are the children. Perhaps the children from the first. They were born to fight and die. Because if we revisit this one, they were dun, 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 train them to fight what they can't beat. Sign them up for your war. Have you no shame signing them up for your war? A war amongst the first and the demons, I guess. The death, I don't know, angels, the whoever, I forgot, whoever was in charge of keeping you and cleansing your soul from impurities. If it's something like this, I mean, this is the basic guideline that I'm going with. So let's go back to this guy. This one. Alrighty. And now it's time to say goodbye to the things we loved in the innocence of youth, how the time seemed to fly from our carefree lives in the solitude and peace we always knew. Die. Let's bring it over here. It was just fine. We lived in peace, looked to a happy ending. The days were bright, they shined like gold, every step ascending. Our dreams came true, our path was clear, the moon watched safely from above. But every smile, this is the line that I was trying to remember, but every smile is not the same, and every heart is not filled with love for mankind. Oh, look around, it's getting very hard to find. Not every open wound is simply healed by time, but revenge is always sweet, and chaos is the price. Okay. It was just fine. We lived in peace, looked to a happy ending. How they are currently living their lives in this lie, right? Days were bright, they shine like gold, every step ascending. Our dreams came true, our path was clear, the moon watched safely from above. But there are some amongst us that are not in the same mindset, so to say. Feel it everywhere, and you see it growing. Enemies arise, and the hate is flowing, shattering the moon and bloodying the sky. The machines of war will fuel both sides, and the greed will only grow more lies. Farewell to the days of peace, because now it's time to die. Where did it go? Our peaceful youth seems to be gone forever, and in its place a life of war every truce is severed. We'll live our lives watching our backs, not knowing who to trust or fear. The hate just swallows all the love, and all the truth will disappear. Lost and blind, oh, oh, oh. Seems our dream of peace have all been left behind. It's always said that white clouds aren't always silver lined, but the future's looking bleak, and the storm is set to rise. And what storm, you might be asking? Well, what other storm than where is it? The storm is growing deadly. What is this storm? Hmm. Say goodbye, time to die. Say goodbye, time to die. Shine. Excuse me. Nope. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Dream come true. I've been watching you lately. Nope. Not that one. Caffeine. That's for Coco. All our days. Nope. Boop. No. Sacrifice. Here we go. Close your eyes now. Time for dreams. Death is never what it seems. Take the things you thought you should. All the things they said were good. All your faith in ancient ways leaves you trapped inside a maze. Take the lives of those you need, sow the death, then reap the seed. Reap the seed. Born an angel. Okay, so this is where I was probably making the connection. Born an angel, heaven sent, falls from grace, are never elegant. Stars will drop out of the sky. The moon will proudly watch the roses die. In vain, lost no gain, but you're not taking me. You can't take my life, I'm not your sacrifice. You can try, but I'm free, and you won't conquer me. I won't crawl, most of all, I won't fall for you. Show them gods and deities, blind and keep the people on their knees. I can't scroll. How's the camera? Can you guys see that? Yes. Yes, you can see that. Okay. Pierce the sky, escape your fate. The more you try, the more you'll just breed hate and lies. Truth will rise, revealed by mirror eyes. Okay. What if all that plans you made were not worth the price they paid? Even with the lives you stole, you're still not closer to your goal. I did not see that in the first time I went through this, but now I kind of see things differently. Born an angel, heaven sent. I don't know why I thought about Ruby as an angel. What made me think about her in that way? Because she's the only one that has the power to fight through this area, born an angel, heaven sent. But falls from grace are never elegant. Who was the angel? Who was heaven sent? Is it Ruby? She does have silver eyes. She did create some sort of wings with her eyes. Um, I don't know why I thought about feathers at one point. She's a great warrior. Why is she a great warrior? Because she is blessed. She has holy powers on her side. The truth will be revealed by mirrored eyes. Why? Show them gods and deities. Blind and keep the people on their knees. The truth will rise, revealed by mirrored eyes. So Ruby's gonna come in and just... And then... And then here's the truth. This world is fake. What if all the plans you made were not worth the price they paid? The people that you're sacrificing, the people that... All these people, all the children that you have brought into the world as the first. But who is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. How long have I been recording? 1 hour and 21 minutes. I think... Dang it. I should stop because I can just keep on going this forever. And you're just going to keep bringing me more questions because I'm not exactly sure of what I'm looking for. But where do I stand? These are my thoughts right now. There is... the folder's open, right? Yeah, it's open. I can see it in the background. Let me move it up. And let me grab this guy and close it. And then we can go back to the lyrics right there. Perfect. And minimize that guy. All right, so where is it that we stand with this? There is... No, I didn't want to close that guy. There is a group of people that were born from dust. Why from dust? I'm not exactly quite sure, but they came from dust. And they found a power, and they appropriately named it dust. And when Pyrrha died, she, too, became dust. Now, maybe not the same dust. Maybe it was ashes. I'm not sure, but everything happens for a reason in this show. And if Pyrrha turned into dust when she died at the hand of Cinder, then perhaps because she was touched by the soul of Amber, which carries the soul of the Fall Maiden, right? Because of that, then maybe her soul itself is attuned to the dust, and when she died, she got returned to it. Otherwise, perhaps the body stays behind. I am not certain. I'm not certain. Sure and certain. Contracted make certain. But I'm not certain. I'm not sure. But Ospin knows the history. I'm certain that he knows the history because he did not seem at all fazed or concerned about the revelations or the things that Salem was revealing to him since Chapter 1, Volume 1, which is the history of man born from dust, right? So because of that, he knows. And if he knows, the possibilities are there are history documents that detail everything that has happened up until this point, which will be really big books. And number two, He has time manipulation skills, and he's capable of just revisiting whatever era he wants to go to, or maybe even bend through space and go into different dimensions to help bring over legends and fairy tales and whatever whatnots to help him in the battle against their destiny. The fight against destiny. Um, 3, he's immortal. He has lived forever. He's an original, one of the first man to walk the earth, the world of remnant, right? Um, or maybe he is at one point. He was an angel and he fell from grace. Now that I'm thinking about the lyrics of Sacrifice, maybe he was an angel, right? He was sent from heaven, heaven sent, but he fell from grace because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. I'm not certain. Certain. I'm not certain. I'm not sure. Um, or maybe he too is something similar to the maiden, and he has an immortal soul that goes from body to body to body to body, and he has been able to live throughout the entire history of remnant, just like the maidens, and perhaps like the wizard. I don't know. He gave part of his soul or part of his power to the maidens. I don't know if he gave them his soul or if he gave him just the power. I'm not certain. But yeah, there's something about, reincarnation going on here that I'm picking up now that I think about it. But that's that. That's Ozpin. Ruby may or may not be an angel, who knows? I don't know why I'm holding on to that thought. It came to me and I don't want to let it go. I don't want it to die just because I didn't see feathers in volume 2 opening. So I'm going to find a little home for it, and I'm going to put it in a corner of my brain so that it can stay there. Ruby may be an angel. In a smaller package. Gosh, and that's it. Crow and Raven may have the ability to turn into birds, and that's it. That's I think where I stand right now as far as what do I think. So yeah, so if I have another shower moment when I'm thinking about the show and boop, I come up with something else, I'll be definitely sure to record it and share it with you guys, because that's what I just did. And it's all an experience, so we're all in this together, right? But yeah, so let's leave that there. Let me grab this, put this here. The infinity window. It's weird. It just goes on forever. If I had a magnifying glass, I wonder how it would look like in there. Why am I so easily amused? Anyway, I'll leave it here, guys. Thank you. I mean it. Thank you so much for watching and for your support, for your comments, especially your comments. I love reading the comments. I love answering the comments. And so far, I keep holding my track record of answering everybody, except if it's been recent within the past month or so. Then maybe you're still on queue, either because I haven't received them or because I haven't had a chance to respond to them. But I will get to it eventually. So, I love it. I love talking with you guys, interacting with you guys. It is great. Good stuff. So yeah, let's leave that here. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all your support, everything you do, and yeah, everything. So I'll see you guys next time. And take care. Bye bye.
ふわふわふわふわふわふわりくるくるくるくるくるくる回るのふわふわふよふよふわふわりうるるくるくるふわふわ飛び出したの